Welcome to Sodo Creations, where we make your imagination a reality. So excited to bring to you this tutorial this week. Starting out with my stands here. These are lamp posts, believe it or not. Love these because it's easy to assemble and I can decide the height that I want to use because it comes apart like I just showed you. So I use these mainly for balloon columns, or if I don't want to use the balloon weights, I use them for balloon columns, or I can use them for the teddy bear design. You've seen me do the we can barely wait, like a centerpiece, accent piece, teddy bear balloon. So that's what I mainly use them for, but I figured this time I'll show you a different method on creating a balloon wall. So I created this, didn't want a huge wall, just something to be able to make a daisy for you guys, to show you how you can make your daisies with balloons. I have this tropical teal color from Qualatex that I'm adding to my Pixie and Aloha tuftex balloons. I'll have all that link below. I'll also have the lamppost link below. I bought them from Walmart for like $10 a piece, and I just took them apart so that I can use just the pole and the base. So all the wiring is out, the lamp is out. I donated it to someone and I just have an empty post. You literally have to take each one apart. So, but it's cheaper this way if you don't have the pipe and drape kit. So the only downside is you don't have a crossbar, but it's great if you want to use this as an indoor setup for a balloon wall. So I'm adding this tropical teal color. I just wanted to give a little pop of color to the whole design because I want the daisies to stand out, and I did not want just the other two colors, the Pixie and Aloha, on their own with the daisy. So I decided to add a little bit of this blue. I'm creating quads here, clusters, sorry. I'm making, some are quads, clusters of 4, and some are clusters of 6. I'm using only 11-inch balloons here for the blue. The other two is a mixture of 17 inches and 11 inches. If this is your first time tuning in, I welcome you. Please consider subscribing and checking out my other videos where I explain how I create these balloons to look nice and round. The secret here to these organic balloons is that you want to make them round so that they don't look awkward in your design. So you have to compress, and I've done several tutorials on those already. This time around, I am not using fishing line. In the past, I always use fishing line to connect my balloon wall, but I decided to just add the clusters of balloons as I go. So it's somewhat easy if you're used to tying balloon necks together. But if you're not used to tying them together, then the fishing line is probably easier. So what I do is just reach for the neck within one of the clusters and find the neck to the other column next to it, and then tie those together. I'm also checking out the colors, making sure that the design ends up looking the way I want it to. Again, I don't want too much of the blue because the blue really pops in, as you can see from the camera, but I'm just making adjustments as I go so that I don't have a lot of gaps. Of course, we're going to fill the gaps later on with fillers, but until then, you want to do the best you can to just fill. So I'm grabbing the neck there. You can see me tying that onto that top one, and that's the height I'm going for. So just attaching each one. I have that gap in the middle, so I'll just reach for one of the necks, and these necks pull pretty tight, so you're not worried about the balloon wall coming apart. The only thing I was concerned about a little here was with the posts, if it'll fall over. But they stand fine, they hold well, especially if you wrap your balloon well around each post, then you're good to go. And the balloons do well standing on their own. You could even do this with just one column, one of the lamp posts, by putting the lamp post at the very center and building your wall on both sides, so you would have the post in the middle. That's another option if you only have one post. But I like the fact that I can share this with you guys, so you have that option if you don't want to spend that money on a whole pipe and drape kit. And I've seen some people use those photographer stands for the balloons. That makes it harder because you can see the legs or the tripod piece for it. This is somewhat hidden on the base, so I'm putting my last part that's as wide as I want it to go. So I'm just attaching that pole and wrapping that around, of course grabbing the neck so it's nice and secure. Actually wrap that neck around the post and then onto the balloon on the left so that it stays nice and secure. I'm just adding and filling as I go until I have the full thing covered, and then we'll move on to the next part. I'll link below the other tutorials that I've done for balloon walls so that you guys can see other techniques. I actually did the USA flag with the balloons. That was a tricky one because I had to make sure that all the stripes were aligned and I got all the colors right for the flag. So you should check that out, it's pretty cool. And I also did just an organic one. I've done a couple. I've done circular balloon walls if you haven't seen them, if you're new to the channel. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing the video. I really appreciate all of you guys for supporting me by watching my videos. It's been a journey and it's fun every day designing and creating all these videos for you. As you can see, I just added, let's see, that's 5 clusters of the blue just to give it a little bit of color and vibrancy, as you can see. So now I'm just making adjustments. I moved it back towards the wall because I was thinking that it wasn't as straight, but when I moved it back it looked fine. I'll show you how I make the petals. In order to make the petals, you have to have a balloon sizer because you want all the balloons to be the same size. I'm gonna make daisies to add on to this. So let me show you. You've seen my sizer before, so this is what I'm going to use. Because the smallest balloons on this balloon wall are 11 inches. I think I'll probably do 6 inches for the petals of the daisy. So I'll show you how I do that right now. I have 5 petals. This one is not inflated, so I have these 2. I'm gonna take the one and wrap it around and tie the knot. Like so. Again, all mine are on one side. Then I'll take my other pair and just twist that in. So now I have 5. Going to just move all my necks to one side. Now I'm going to inflate the yellow balloons. So these are 4 inches. Just gonna tie. So we have this. Just gonna flatten it up so that it's this. Actually gonna twist it more. Take this one, just slide it in. And adjust it to form your daisies. Going to make a few more of these so I can put it in different areas. I use rubber bands to put them on.